take pictures tonight. It's going to be really exciting. Ooh, if you are taking pictures, just make sure you do me a favor. Keep a tight grip on those cameras. We cannot stop for anything that is dropped over the side of the truck. Now we're entering the reserve here through the little maturity forest. And this is an area in particular you really want to keep your eyes wide open. The animals that live out here sometimes blend in to the background. Maybe camouflage themselves in. So you always want to have a sharp eye out for the animals, but especially as we make our way through this first forested area. And right away I see a couple of them off to the right hand side. You can see something roaming through the bushes there, kind of looking like a zebra on its legs. It's not a zebra. It's called an okapi, and they're actually the only known relative of the giraffe. Very shy and reclusive animals, though. So much so, they weren't even discovered by the Western world until 1901. Now, still looking out on that right-hand side, but over towards the left-hand corner, you're going to see a smaller, darker animal by the bamboo. And that small, dark animal is a yellow bass hiker. Bass hiker means diver. And when those animals get scared, they just dive off into the bushes. Look at this, though. A large watering hole up ahead. Where there's water, there are usually some animals not too far away. So we're going to keep our eyes open and see if we can spot any of them. Now, it's every once in a while that I can come through these parts and see some of the really rare animals out here. One time, I actually saw a black rhino, which was pretty awesome. But, well, those things are far and few between. Due to poaching, we think there are fewer than 5,000 black rhinos left worldwide. Let's see a couple of them. Take a look way off to the left-hand side. It's back by the cliff. You'll see one down there. And that one is a little far away for pictures, but I just saw one moving around on the hillside up here, so we're going to swing around and see if we can catch up to it for you. You can maybe start to see its back as it clears some of the taller grasses up on our left-hand side. We'll go around those, see if we can figure out where this one's headed. Ooh, something else, though, down this way. It's like really close here on our right-hand side, some large, kind of light brown animals. Now, these brown animals are greater kudu. It's like a tallest antelope here in Africa. Looks like these first three are all female, so because they don't have any horns on their heads. But we'll keep our eyes open for any others as we're making our way through here. Let's see, it looks like that black rhino wandered off, but I do see something else off to the left-hand side here. Look carefully through the bamboo as we're making our way through for some kind of dark orange-colored animals. Now, these ones are called bongos. And they're actually known as the ghosts of the forest because they're so rarely seen. Their horns face backwards, and it helps them navigate through the trees and the underbrush without getting snatched. They can really live up to that nickname. Right now, though, we're heading towards something a little bit bigger than what we've been seeing. We're actually heading towards a river that I know of. It's home to some of the bigger animals like hippos. So check it out, see if we can spot some of them for you. Now, if they are out and about, they should be pretty easy to see. A male hippo can reach up to 5,500 pounds. Oh, wait a minute, I think I see one up ahead here. Coming up on our right-hand side, looks like a fallen tree sticking out of the water. Look just to the left of that fallen tree. You can see a hippo there. Actually, I think there might be two of them, one completely submerged next to the other. Now, these ones a little tricky, but don't worry. Hippos spend a lot of their time in larger groups called floats. And, well, it wouldn't be much of a bloat if there were just two. In fact, take a look off to the left-hand side here. Looks like we found quite a few of them. You know, I think we actually might be able to get above these ones for another angle. Now, as we're doing so, though, going to be passing by a lot of birds nesting out on the island here. These ones are pink-backed pelicans. Their feathers turn a shade of pink during mating season. That's how they get their name. See if this hippo pops its head up for a breath of air. Does anyone have any guesses on how long a hippo can actually hold its breath?
An hour. 5 hours.
It's about 8 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, 8 minutes they can hold their breath. But that's actually pretty crazy, especially because I can only hold my breath for about 30 seconds. So I am definitely impressed by the hippos. Let's see if we can find any others in the shallows here. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Those aren't hippos. They're Nile crocodiles.
Down there.
Oh, now this is probably as close to these crocks as I'd ever want to get. They can chop down with enough force to turn any bones into twigs. about 2,000 pounds per square inch. And you know what? I don't really trust this bridge that we're on, and I don't really want to find out if they're hungry or not. I think it's probably for the best if we had far over. Yeah, but hey, I'll tell you what, we actually had some pretty good luck down by that river there, and some great luck in the forested area as well, but now we want to try out a different ecosystem and see if we can find some completely different animals.
Okay, let me just
And hey, things are starting to get a little bit freaky. Check out this tree over here on the right. Kind of looks like someone planted it upside down with its roots up in the air. Oh, but that's how they grow, though. It's called a baobab tree, and they're leafless about 9 months out of the year. Would you look at that? So we've entered the Serengeti grasslands. Now, they span for hundreds of miles and really act as a superhighway for migrating animals. So let's take a look and see who all is migrating through right now. Quite a bit of animal activity up ahead of us, including, it looks like, some giraffes. So we'll make our way around so we can get a little bit closer here. Now, really, though, no surprise we find giraffes in the area. If you take a look across these trees, you'll actually notice they're all kind of trimmed up to the same height of about 20 feet. That's just right for a giraffe. In fact, there are a lot of trees out here, so it really wouldn't surprise me if we found more than a few of them out this way. So keep your eyes open. Now, hanging out with the giraffes, you'll also see some brown animals grazing through the far grasses. The brown animals are sable antelope. Lighter shades, usually females and young ones. Darker shades, typically the males, so the more dominant. See if we can get a good look at these giraffes. Looks like they're going to be a little tricky. I count at least 3 baby giraffes out this way, though. They'll look pretty tiny in comparison, but they actually stand about 6 feet tall when they're born, so really not too small. And we'll right up here through this break in the trees for you. Apart from these sable antelope and these giraffes, looks like on either side here some gray animals. These gray animals are white-bearded wildebeest, also known as gnu, spelled G-N-U. Kind of like cow makes a mooing sound, the gnu makes a new mooing sound. That's how they get their name.
We got some canoe.
It looks like there's something on the side of the road up ahead here, some giant horns moving around. So let's go take a closer look at those. As we're making our way towards those giant horns, I'm starting to notice a lot of these cones sticking up everywhere. Does anyone have any guesses on what these cone shapes might be?
Ants.
They're termite mounds, they're made up of dirt. I would say it's the equivalent of a termite saliva, which is pretty gross, but also pretty cool because they sit in the sun and they bake all day, every day, and eventually they become as hard as rock. So the elephants will come down and use them as scratching posts. They start to round them down over time. Then every once in a while, see little antelope standing right on top, just so they can look out to the taller grasses for any predators lurking nearby. Looks like some giant horns on either side of us here. 4 off to the right-hand side. I see a pair hiding off to the left under the bushes as well. These giant horns belong to Ankoli cattle. They're actually the only domestic animal here on the reserve, but they've been here for a really long time, so they get along with the other animals just fine. Now, these horns are big, yes, but they're really not as heavy as they look. They're hollow, with a kind of honeycomb structure to them. Blood vessels travel up through the horns, blood cools down, comes back down to the body, then it cools down the entire animal. Right now, though, we're heading towards something a little bit bigger than what we've been seeing. We're just about to head over towards elephant territory. This particular terrain is called Monkey Point. There's a small troop of antelopes that occasionally run through the area at Con Hole. So we'll keep our eyes open for any elephants. Well, some of those mandrills as well. I have to warn you, though, they are a little shy. So if we don't see any, Hakuna Matata, no worries. do see some of those mandrills. Take a look off to the left-hand side. At the very top of the rocks, you see something? A little far away to tell. But mandrills are the monkeys that have the red and blue on their faces. That's what they're so well known for.
Oh, wow.
Let's see if we can find any others running through here.
So if we can head out.
Yeah, you can see them all the way back through there. Looks like an elephant over our right shoulder there, too. Way back there. Looks like it's eating, and that's no surprise. They have a very large appetite. I think the elephant can eat upwards of 400 pounds of food in one day, which is a lot. Sometimes, though, that does lead them to eating things they shouldn't. And occasionally we find them raiding farmlands and stealing crops. Bit of a problem for farmers, but we've been working on a solution. And by studying their vocal patterns, we've actually learned that elephants are afraid of bees. That's right, big elephants are afraid of tiny little bees. So we've actually been advising farmers here in Africa to make beehive fences. That way, when the elephants wander a little too close to the farmlands, they hear the swarming of the bees in the beehives, and it keeps them at bay. Pretty cool stuff we can learn from them. Like I said, though, this is just the very edge of elephant territory. We're going to head even farther in here so we can catch up some more luck for you. Looks like if we want to do that, though, we're going to have to cross this bridge. It looks a little old, but I think as long as we take it down. It's like duct tape. Oh! No, no! Everybody lean to your right! Lean to your right! Woo. Okay, didn't lose anyone. Looks like we're all accounted for. Probably head out of here. Oh, and right into some of these red clay pits. Oh, now normally if you look around these clay pits, you can usually find some tusk marks on the right there. Now that's when the elephant's eating the clay. Really great sign of elephants in the area. That's how they get all sorts of minerals and nutrients they don't get from their normal vegetation. Now, usually this time of day I have someone finding the herd down by the main watering hole, so we'll check it out a little bit of a distance here, see if we can find anything along the way. Let's see if that goes in clear here. Huh. Actually, we must be getting close to the village or something. We're starting to pick up some of their radio waves out here. Looks like we found some flamingos over here. Now, flamingos actually start out as little gray birds. They get the pink from all the shrimp they eat in their diet. Now, these kind of particular are greater flamingos. That means they are the largest of the flamingo family. They're actually the palest pink, though. Like we are heading into my favorite part of the reserve. This is white rhino territory. A little bit bigger than the black rhinos. They weigh around 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. They should be pretty easy to see. It's a really big area though, so I'm not sure when or where we'll see them. Definitely keep a sharp eye out as we make our way through here. This is a pretty good place to start to see a mud pit out on the left there. Rhinos love to roll around, kind of coat themselves to keep cool. A lot of tracks out here too. I'm seeing some rhinos, some not. So we'll see what all we can find out this way. Actually, it looks like maybe some zebras way out on the right hand side there. A little far. We'll go around see if we can get a bit closer here in a moment. If you also have good eyesight, you might see some brown animals hiding back behind some trees as well. So maybe some bontabak. But we'll make our way around see if we can get a closer look for you. And you know what? I think I found some of those rhinos. They're not great for pictures just yet, but you might catch your first glimpse of them off to the right-hand side. So we come through here. They're at the very top of the hill up through the bushes, so you might just start to see an ear move here and there. We'll make our way around. It thins out a bit on the other side, so we'll take a look. Oh, and wait a minute. There's a cheetah right in front of us here. Let's make our way around the course. She's on the hillside. If you take a look off to the left-hand side, at the bottom of the hill are some big rocks. Just above the rocks are some trees. She's circled around the base of the leftmost tree up here. This here, as we're making our way.
She's right behind the tree now.
Through the tall grasses there.
No, it's over there.
Cheetahs, though, they hunt during the daytime instead of the night, using their really awesome sense of sight instead of their sense of smell. That makes them pretty unique compared to other cats, so we'll keep our eyes open for any others as we're making our way through here. You know what, I do see another one over here. This one in the far corner on our left-hand side here from us, all the way up towards the very top of the hill. You catch just a brief glimpse as we're coming through the tree line there. Still a little tricky, so we'll keep making our way through here to see if we can find some marvel. Starting to get closer to those zebras, and you can see the mountain buck, those the brown animals back there. We'll keep going through there.